what today is. It's my carniversary. It's my carniversary. That's what you're here for, right? It's me. It's me. Welcome to my channel. My name is Alyssa Grubner, and in this video, I will be sharing with you all 12 things that happened to me in 12 months as a carnivore. So yes, this is in celebration of my carniversary. Okay, so let me get into this. And these 12 things are in no particular order except for like the first 5 things, because these are, everything on the list is a big impact on my life, but the first 5 things are a big impact on me actually continuing to live, like heart beating, lungs breathing, all that good stuff. Number 1, I no longer have high blood pressure. Within 3 weeks of going carnivore, my blood pressure completely normalized without any medications for the first time since my late teen years. And when that happened, when I got that first blood pressure reading that it was normal, like well within the normal range, I was like, oh my God. It wasn't like, oh, lose a bunch of weight first and then maybe we'll see if your blood pressure lowers. No, it was changing my diet. 3 weeks, all meat, blood pressure normalized. Number 2, blood sugar normalized. So before coming into the low carb, keto, carnivore world, I never really gave much thought to my blood sugar except for when I was pregnant with my first baby and I had gestational diabetes. I remember I had to prick my finger to see what my blood sugar was doing throughout the day. When I was keto, low carb, my mother-in-law gave me a glucose monitor that she had. It was an extra one. She's a nurse. So she had an extra one she didn't need anymore. And I started to track my blood sugar. And this was like 6 months into keto, low carb eating. And I remember my fasting blood sugar was like still over 100. It was like 110, 115. So God only knows what it was like the year before that when I was binge eating and doing the whole standard American diet, intuitive eating scam. It was probably through the roof, and that's probably got a lot to do with why I was feeling so bad. Anyways, on carnivore, around the same time that I noticed that my blood pressure normalized, my blood sugar normalized, my fasting blood sugar started to be in the mid 70s to like mid 80s every morning on a carnivore diet. Number 3 is varicose vein pain. So I do have varicose veins. I got them from my grandmother and my mother, and I'm sure a long line of ladies before that. I think they are kind of hereditary just because they have them too. Like I said, my mom, all my aunts. Anyways, before carnivore, my varicose veins were very, very painful from time to time, especially at the end of the day. Like they would hurt, and like and I know it was the veins because like where the veins were, it was hurting, especially around my time of the month, my period. It would be so debilitating, the pain. I would feel like I couldn't even get out of bed and walk. That's how bad it was. So yeah, these varicose veins do not hurt anymore. Also, I didn't know this was possible. You can search the web and everybody's like, no, varicose veins don't go away. My varicose veins are disappearing. I kid you not. They are disappearing. I'll have to do another video on that with pictures and all of that. But not only do they not hurt anymore, they are decreasing in appearance. They're not bulging as they were before. Number 4, this is another big one. I used to have unexplained chest pain, or it's also known as angina. I was told by doctors that it was because of anxiety, because of my age. I'm only 28. They never wanted to do any further investigation. So I'm not sure if it was something more serious or not. But since going carnivore, the pain I had in my chest has diminished. And that is a big weight off my chest. Pun intended. Number 5, no more UTIs. Urinary tract infections were the bane of my existence. Since I was 3 or 4 years old, I'm not sure, I can ask my mom, I had 6 to 12 UTIs a year. And I feel like that was one of the things that was really ruining my life. It did not matter how clean I was. It did not matter if I took a shower before, during, and after sex. I was gonna get a UTI 6 to 12 times a year. And you can only imagine the damage that all of those antibiotics did to my sweet little gut. But since being carnivore, in these 12 months, I have not had a UTI. It improved when I did keto, low carb. I think I had like 1 or 2 in that whole like 8-month span. I had 1 or 2 UTIs. Actually, I only had 1. And then since being carnivore, not a single UTI. Yes. Hallelujah. All right, number 6, PMS. I used to have the worst cramps imaginable. Like in high school, I remember I'd be in my math class and I'd have to tell my teacher, poor Mr. Rivera, can I be excused? I need to walk up and down the halls because I have these terrible, terrible cramps. It was like labor pains, like for real. And these cramps were debilitating. I had a very heavy flow up until carnivore. So my flow was so heavy that for a whole week out of the month, when I had my period, I would have to change. I had a bed sheet, fitted sheet that was for when I was on my period, because it didn't matter how big of a pad I used, period underwear, whatever, I would bleed out all over the bed. My poor husband, he never told me how disgusting it was, but I know it was disgusting. Anyways, since going carnivore, my periods I didn't know periods could be like this. They are, I would say 80% of the time cramp-free. Most periods sneak up on me because I forget they're coming. I don't have any PMS. I am not moody. I'm not craving a whole tub of Ben and Jerry's and bottle of wine. They just come. I bleed lightly, manageably, and they're over. It doesn't interrupt my life. It's just bleeding. So yeah, no more PMS. And my periods are super regular. They were not regular before. They would come whenever. Like maybe it was 2 weeks in between my period, maybe it was 5 weeks in between my period. I didn't know. And maybe they last for 7 days, maybe it would be like 12 days. I didn't know. Now my periods, they come every 28 days and they are over in 7 days. It's like clockwork. Such a beautiful thing. Number 7, mental clarity. My goodness. It's like I'm awake now. Like I see the whole world like I never saw it before in my life. And it's amazing. This new mental clarity has unlocked potential that I didn't know I had. things that I had wanted to do, desires I had to do things I wasn't able to do before because of the brain fog that I was stuck in, I guess, for my entire life up until this point. Number 8 is my hair. So before carnivore, actually after I had kids, I was shedding a lot of hair. When I was younger, I had really thick hair, and then with each pregnancy, I feel like I started shedding more and more hair. And after my son, the shedding never stopped, and it was like really scary, like very like concerning, because I would brush my hair or do my hair, and I'd always have this huge ball of hair, and I'd squish it up into a little ball so it didn't look as bad, but it was a lot of hair. And it was to the point that when I would touch my hair, it felt like, wow, it's getting thin. And I didn't want bald spots. So yeah, since going carnivore, I have very, very little shedding of my hair, and the hair that is growing in is thick, like it's really thick at the roots, and then I have lots of little baby hairs that stick up because I'm growing hair, and that's cool. Number 9, I have increased energy. This kind of goes along with the mental clarity and the unlocked potential. My energy is like on point. I wake up early in the morning, and I'm ready to go. Like I get stuff done during the day. I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere, I'm doing all the things. It's like everything that I wanted to do in the last 10 years, all of a sudden I have the ability to do it now. Like in the last 8 months, I'm like alive. I get up, I'm going to the gym, I'm exercising, I've started a personal training business, I'm doing tie-dye again, I'm spending time with my family, I'm cooking, I'm cleaning. I can't be stopped. I'm like the Energizer bunny. Also, when I'm in the gym, I'm able to work out fasted. Before carnivore, I had to eat a lot of carbs before I would work out, and then in the middle of my workout, sometimes I would feel so low energy I'd have to stop and have some more carbs before I could finish my workout, and I was not going as hard as I'm able to go now. Number 10, I have deep restorative sleep. Again, after I had kids, my sleep was not what it used to be. I was waking up multiple times a night. Sometimes I wasn't able to get back to sleep. If I did think I slept through the night, I'd wake up and feel like I got hit by a train. I did not feel restored and rejuvenated from the sleep. I sleep like a log now. This probably has a lot to do with light hygiene too, because I have paid attention to that and other factors, but definitely I believe carnivore has something to do with it, because I was doing these light hygiene things before carnivore. And my sleep, it's golden, it's perfect, it's great. Number 11 is my mood. I have a steady, jovial mood throughout the day, okay? Also, this kind of goes hand in hand, is I am 100% free of anxiety and depression. Before carnivore, anxiety was something that I didn't even realize that I was as anxious as I was until I wasn't as anxious as I was anymore. Don't I have such a way of words? Okay, so before I had this terrible social anxiety, like to go anywhere, to go see anybody, people I've known for years, like it was just like this big ordeal. Like I'm so anxious, and I feel like I can't breathe, and yeah. now I love being around people. I love talking and smiling and laughing with people. I love connecting. There's no more social anxiety. I used to have a lot of anxiety around motherhood and housekeeping. There's none of that. Um, I just I just get stuff done, and I'm living life, and I'm feeling good, and it's stellar. That's the word. Okay, number 12. This is the last thing on my list, definitely not least. And to tell you the truth, this list could go on. Like, we could be here all night, okay? But number 12 is a better marriage. And this is so important. If any of you are in long-term relationships, then you know what being in a long-term relationship is like. And so I've been with my husband for, let's see, 13 years. We've been together for 13 years, since I was 15 years old. And of those 13 years, we have been married for going on 9 years, okay? So yes, we love each other. And but since being carnivore, and my husband, he goes through phases of being carnivore. He is animal based, but he does include other things. We are like so in love, like it's gross. Like, I know people are just like, but but we're so in love, like never before. And we don't fight. I mean, like, we might have a disagreement, but it's like it's not like it was before, to where it's like, oh man, being married sucks. It's fine. We get through it, and our intimacy is better, our communication is better, our the way we show our respect and appreciation for each other is better, 100%. Things are just clicking. We don't have this veil over our eyes. Like, we'll sometimes we'll tell each other, or I'll tell my husband, I'm sorry for the way I acted when I was carb crazy. And all he can do is laugh, because he sees it. He knows I'm a different person. So yeah, better marriage. Going along with that, I feel like I'm a better mom. I have more to give my kids. I'm not flustered. I'm not frustrated. I'm able to show up and be the mom they need me to be, to guide them to be healthy, happy, productive adults one day. And yeah, there's just a lot of love in this family, no strife, and it's the most beautiful thing in the world to me right now. Okay, so that's it. That concludes my list of the 12 things that happened to me, or 12 of the things that happened to me in my first 12 months of being carnivore. And my big, super duper special announcement I wanted to make, that I hope you got through this whole video so that you could hear it, is in celebration of my 1-year carniversary, I will be starting a podcast. It will be called the Carnivore Stories Podcast with Alyssa Grubner. In that podcast, I'm going to be showcasing carnivore stories from all over, anybody and everybody who has a carnivore success story to tell. Because when I got started my carnivore journey, that was the most powerful thing I had for support. Just listening all the time to these carnivore success stories, hearing these N=1 experiments, they gave me hope for seeing what my own N=1 experiment would be like. And I think I think those success stories are a very powerful tool, and I'm ready to bring it to the world. So yeah, you will be hearing about my podcast if you have not heard about it already, but keep a lookout for it on YouTube, and I'm also going to have it on Apple Podcast and Spotify. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope it was inspiring to you. I would love to hear, if you are a carnivore, what benefits you have gained from this way of eating. And like this video if you liked it. And subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more. And that's it. Bye-bye. I'll see you next time.